Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your February 2020 general readings. This is covering the first half of February from the 1st through the 15th. Welcome everyone. Welcome to newcomers and first-timers, and welcome back followers and subscribers. Thanks for being here today. This reading is for the fire sign of Leo. Leo sun, moon, rising if your Venus is in Leo or if you're cross-watching for a Leo. But as we always say, if you know your other signs, rising sign, moon sign, Venus sign, watch those as well because they can provide more or additional clarification. General readings can't always resonate for everyone, as most of you know, so watch your other sign videos. It can be helpful. If any of you are interested in reaching out for a personal one-on-one reading, just click on the description link below for more information. You can also contact me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. That link is also provided below. This time period is also covering Valentine's Day, and I do one of the readings I offer a wide variety of readings, but one of them that I offer is a love and relationship reading, which takes a look at an already established relationship if you're interested for that around the Valentine's Day season, or if you're single looking or just want to look at love and relationships, I do other readings around that, in addition to, of course, career, work, and finance, and different varying lengths of readings as well. So enough of that. Let's jump right into this reading. So let's see what's going on for our feisty felines, Leos, for the first half of February 2020. Okay, Leo, we begin with the World, followed by the Seven of Wands. We have Strength, followed by the Eight of Cups. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy for the first half of February is the Ace of Cups. Leo, I feel like you're in kind of a leveling up process here, which, you know, means learning and growth and wisdom attained through challenges and trials, by which you grow, you learn a lot by going through difficult times or making difficult decisions, because I feel like a lot of you have either recently you're still kind of going through it, cutting something out of your life which has been very difficult for you to do. This could be a person, a place, a situation, or leaving something behind in order to complete a cycle successfully and move forward. And I feel like this is a process which has required you to both defend what you're moving towards, and also let go of some defensiveness about what you've been holding on to, and fears around that you've had to move through in order to leave something behind to have a new beginning, a beautiful new beginning. And I feel like this has been a pretty profound time, in that you're learning and growing a lot from this, or at least you're going to be. I feel like for most of you, this isn't something that happens like all of a sudden, like on February 1st. I think there's probably been a big lead up to this. And because this is a general reading and there's many of you watching, it's going to resonate in different areas of your life. For some of you, this might be in, personal relationship part of your life, whether it's love and romance or other relationships or family dynamics. Some of you, this might be in career, work, and finance as well. You are opening yourself up to new possibilities and potential, especially in regards to your heart, because the overall energy is the Ace of Cups. Water energy, emotional heart energy. That's the element of water, is what governs the Suit of Cups, which represents that watery, mercurial, emotional landscape of our life. Aces are the number one, so they represent the start of something new. Now, so the Ace of Cups can sometimes represent new love and romance, in regards to meeting someone new in your life, for those of you for whom that might resonate. It can also represent self-love and the heart beginning to open up again, beginning to see your own value and worth and make decisions and take action, sometimes difficult, that puts you on a path towards something better for you, particularly if it represents cutting out something old for you that either is bad for you, something that's been in place there because it's either bad for you or it's served its purpose and it's time to move on. And by doing those things, making those decisions and taking action, sometimes they're difficult, but by doing it, we not only send a message to the people around us that might be watching, but we also send a message to ourselves that, I'm beginning to see my own value and self-worth and beginning to love myself, because the Ace of Cups can represent the beginning of self-love. Because I'm making decisions to walk into fears, leave something behind, and walk into any fears and anxieties that I have in order to put myself on a new path of potential and possibility, regardless of what area of your life that this is resonating for you in. We do have the World and the Seven of Wands here. So the World, you have two major arcana cards, very powerful ones too, the World and Strength. The World is a card of completion. It's the very last major arcana card in the tarot. The first one being the Fool. He has the 0 at the top of his card, and all the cards after that are about the Fool's journey through life, our journey through life, how we learn and change and grow until we get to the end of a very important chapter or a set of chapters. We've come to a completion point. We've reached the top of that mountain, and we're now looking forward at a bright new vista, new horizons, new landscapes, new opportunities as well. And this is a major completion because it's the last major arcana card in the tarot. It represents that whatever it is you're completing in your life right now, whether it's in, again, relationships for some of you or relationship cycles for some of you, and under that umbrella it can be a lot of different specific things, perhaps moving into a new phase in work, career, finance, or education, moving into something different as well. So there's been a successful completion. The top of a particularly significant mountain has been reached, and you're now looking forward and preparing for the next phase of your journey, which is also what the World represents. Now, the underlying energy or clarifying energy for the World is the Seven of Wands, which is a card that can represent defensive energy, being challenged, having something that you've perhaps put a lot of work into or been with for a long time, being challenged by something. And I'm actually all for having something being challenged, whether particularly if it's a belief system of ours, something that we're holding on to, because it can give us an opportunity in the process of defending that to clarify it for ourselves. And sometimes it can also give us an opportunity to take a look at that which we've been holding on to and ask ourselves, why am I really holding on to this? Is it just because I've spent so much time in it? Is it really still serving me? Perhaps it's time to, let the guard down. Perhaps it's time to take a look at letting something go. What am I actually really defending? So, and I definitely feel like those Leos that I'm reading for are letting go of something. And the interesting thing is that regardless of what area of your life this is resonating in, I feel like a lot of what you're letting go of, and this is where you're actually leveling up through growth and awareness. Part of what you're letting go of or letting your defenses down is some kind of ideology or belief system you've had that's kept you in this certain place, certain relationship, certain situation, certain job even, maybe just a kind of a stuck routine place in your life. You have fears and anxieties about moving forward, but you're walking into those, which means that you're letting go of something. I mean, next we have Strength and the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups being the walking away from something which you find ultimately disappointing or not fulfilling, and it's right next to that Seven of Wands. So here we have defending and holding on, and here we have walking away and leaving something behind. And this can be twofold. This can be, you're coming to a completion point You're going to be leaving something behind, and you can be alternately kind of defending what you've been working towards, and that's why you're at this completion stage. So you're going to be moving on to the next phase of your journey. You can also, but this also requires letting go of something and leaving something behind, which obviously here has a lot of fears and perhaps some fears and anxieties or insecurities, fear about an unknown future, but it's about moving into that, because we have strength that crowns the Eight of Cups. So strength is a card that represents what it takes to move through fears, doubts, and insecurities, which are represented by the lion taming the wild beast. The lion is kind of symbolic for doubt, self-doubt, fear, insecurities. This could be about specific fears you have, or just general fears of an unknown future. I'm leaving this and moving away from this into this, and I don't know exactly what the road ahead, what lies on the road ahead. So there's fears about that. It could be some specific fears and insecurities or self-doubt as well. This is about moving through those, not turning away from your fears, not allowing your fear to be the thing that makes the decision for you, because she has leashed this lion and she is moving forward. This is also about taking a look at maybe aspects of yourself that we don't always like other people to see, and sometimes don't even want to look at ourselves. And being honest with ourselves about ourselves, and kind of making the decisions we need to move forward, to tackle and deal with any fears, doubts, insecurities that we have, not allowing the fear of those things to be what holds us back. And also kind of self-love and kind of embracing and being kind to ourselves too, and recognizing that, we have these things to work on, and we are working on them and moving forward, because she's not yanking this lion, dragging this lion with her. She's not fighting this lion. She has found a way to face those fears, doubts, and insecurities, and live in self-acceptance and self-love, and moving forward at the same time. It takes a great deal of strength, courage, wisdom, and true humility to do this, and it's also what we gain more of by going through this process, and this process involves leaving something behind. Here we have that emotional watery cup energy again. In chronological order, the next card, of course, is the Nine of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment card, which is finding what we want and having what we want. And in the preceding card here, the Eight of Cups, this man doesn't have his 9 cups yet. He only has his 8 cups. And while he may have tasted and drunk from some of them, maybe most of them, he's come to the realization, or she's come to the realization, that he's not going to find his wish fulfillment here. So he's making up his or her mind to turn your back on that which doesn't work, even though it might be difficult, even though you might still want to drink them to the end, but it's not going to take you where you want. So he's surveying the horizon, maybe still a little nervous, looking across at the horizon. Wow, there's like a lot of rocky mountains, maybe some rough terrain here and there. But what he knows is that what he's leaving behind him isn't his wish fulfillment. It isn't what is going to bring him joy and fulfillment. So it's about moving into an unknown road or horizon, or not really knowing what the path ahead of you holds, which is why it takes, this strength. Saying, yes, I know you're afraid, because strength isn't about denying your fears, denying your anxieties, pretending they don't exist. If you were going to tame a wild beast, how would you do it? To truly bring it with you, you couldn't do it by sheer force, and you couldn't do it by denial either. There's a kind of a middle ground of, what can I work on? This is what I can walk into, and being kind and loving yourself through the rest of it, and kind of moving forward. There will come a time when whatever it is that this lion symbolizes will, I think, no longer need a leash and a chain, because you will have mastered it completely. And it's a general reading again, as we always pre-qualify. So whether this is in personal relationships, a personal relationship situation, whether it's in something to do with career perhaps, because this can be anything from, leaving a difficult relationship behind, whether it's love and romance, or some family or friends, And by leaving it behind, it could be breaking up or just creating an off-the-grid kind of distance. Or it could be, because I think there's an idea system in place here, a belief system, so you're breaking a cycle too. And it could be in terms of relationships, moving away from a cycle of making decisions based on thought patterns which no longer work for you in relationships, like perhaps investing in relationships with the same type of person over and over again. And of course, having similar kinds of relationships or relationships ending because of that. It's about, finally learning from that process so that you can make different decisions moving forward, which is what we mean by leveling up, growing and evolving and changing. So as you move forward into that new area, different types of people will be attracted to you and vice versa as well. This can also be in the job, work, career, finance area as well. And maybe you are leaving a job or a job role or position where you've been very comfortable, but you've kind of hit the ceiling on where this is going to go, and you're moving forward into something else, a new position, a new role, a new job. You're looking outwards elsewhere because what you have either is it's run its course or it's not good for you, and even though it might be difficult and you have to face some fears moving forward, you're doing that. And this Ace of Cups, it can be new love and romance for some of you, meeting somebody new, that new initial spark. But I feel like it's also more about the message that you're sending yourself by walking through this difficult thing, this leaving it behind. Regardless of what it is that you're leaving behind, you're challenging yourself. You're saying, I'm afraid of this, and I'm walking into that. And you're actually giving yourself a deeper spiritual message by saying, I value myself. I'm beginning to value and love myself enough to walk through this, because I know that what's waiting for me on the other side, even though I can't exactly see it yet, is going to be something that leads me, to that ninth cup. So it's quite a lovely, beautiful reading. Six of Wands, victory and triumph after a challenge, recognition, people seeing you, applauding you as well. This could, in job, work, and career, this could be, getting a bonus, a promotion, an award of some kind, public recognition for something that you've just completed, that you've finished, that was very difficult for you. It could be, something in your personal life too, and the people around you that are aware of it are kind of acknowledging and saying, good for you. We know that was very difficult for you. Victory and triumph after a struggle, success. Again, kind of leveling up into a new arena. I just feel like pulling one more card about where you're headed. Oh, the Two of Wands. Not quite sure yet, which makes sense because the Ace of Cups, you're walking away, not quite sure about what lies on that horizon. So I think what's coming next is about making a decision. Okay, we've come to this completion part. I'm preparing for the next phase. Which direction do I go in? Because we're only looking at a pretty short period of time here, just a couple of weeks, the first half of February, though timing is always a bit fluid in the general readings. But so that's kind of how it ends in terms of around the middle of February or so is, okay, where do I go next? And the Two of Wands implies that there will be a choice, between going down one path and going down another, different, at least, more than one opportunity, or at least an opportunity versus where you are now. So Leo, that is your reading for the first half of February. I hope that you enjoyed it. It's really a beautiful reading. And remember, if any of you are interested in reaching out for a personal one-on-one reading with me, just click on the description link below. I can usually respond to your initial inquiry with more information within the same day or the first 24 hours. And I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. So I'm pretty diligent at working with people's schedules and setting up readings in as timely a fashion as possible. So if you're interested, send me an email. You can email me at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. That's it. So I will see you again in a couple of weeks for the February 2020 mid-month readings. Until then, I wish you much joy, peace, love, and happiness as we continue into this new year. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.